what's going on, everybody? Yesterday, we wrapped up our reviews for Power Rangers Zeo, and in today's video, we are starting up the Turbo season. But before we get into episode 1 of Power Rangers Turbo, we have to review Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. So that's what we are going to do today. Let's get into it. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy, Dan Brosnan, in the building. We are so happy to have you. Welcome to the show. Yesterday, we concluded our Power Rangers Zeo reviews with episode 50. And before we can bring you into Power Rangers Turbo, the season, we have to give you a review of Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I have a soft spot for this movie because back in 1997, I believe it was in like the winter, early spring, something like that, Power Rangers Turbo came to theaters and my mom took me, and I loved this movie. I didn't know that Jason and Kimberly were going to be in it. It was so much fun. As I got older, I realized that yes, there are some holes in this movie, some things I wish they would have done differently and changed. But as a child, being the target audience, I really enjoyed this. I watched it when it came out, and I also had the tape. I remember like the day it came out, my mom got me the tape, and she also got me the pajamas of the Red Ranger that went with it. So I do have some fond memories of this movie. Let's get into it. The Power Rangers Turbo movie begins on a faraway planet, Liaria, where the lizard Larigot desperately escapes unseen enemies using a magical key to teleport. Meanwhile, in Angel Grove, Tommy, Adam, and Rocky are preparing for a martial arts tournament. Rocky injures his back, sending him to the hospital where young Justin Stewart, a resident of the Little Angel Haven shelter, inadvertently overhears their secret identities. On Liaria, the pirate Divatox, determined to marry the fire demon Malagor, tracks Larigot to Earth, believing he seeks Zordon's protection. Zordon reveals Larigot's predicament and Divatox's plan, prompting Tommy and Kat to rescue him from the African wilderness. Divatox, after capturing Bulkin's skull, attempts and fails to capture suitable sacrifices for Malagor. After finding Larigot, the Rangers are blackmailed by Divatox. She reveals that she has captured Jason, Kimberly, Larigot's family, and threatens to kill them unless Larigot surrenders. However, it is a ruse. Divatox still has Jason and Kimberly. Zordon gives the team the Turbo Keys and Turbo Zords, giving the Rangers enhanced abilities. Justin unexpectedly fills Rocky's place as the Blue Turbo Ranger after Rocky's request. The Turbo Rangers aboard the Ghost Galleon evade Divatox's relentless pursuit, while Jason and Kimberly attempt a daring escape. Jason remains trapped as the Galleon reaches Maranthius. Divatox, aided by the Malachians, prepares Malagor's awaken with Jason and Kimberly as sacrifices. The Turbo Rangers engage in a fierce battle. Even Kimberly and Jason turn evil for a little bit. It is pretty epic, I'm not going to lie. I loved that scene at the end. They ultimately defeat Malagor with the Turbo Megazord. Then Divatox escapes, vowing revenge as the volcano erupts. The Rangers rescue Bulkin's skull, win their martial arts tournament, and bid farewell to Larigot and his family, concluding the film on a triumphant note. I did appreciate this film as a kid. I absolutely loved it. I'm not going to lie. As I got older, I saw there were a lot of holes, and the first thing that I've noticed is they take too long to get to the action. A big reason why the 95 movie was so well received and a success in my eyes is because right off the ripper, they're jumping out of planes, they're rollerblading, there's like 2 fight scenes and a more fight scene, like right away within the first 30 minutes. There's a lot going on. Now, I did like some of the scenes. I liked the whole snake scene and then jumping off a cliff in the beginning. But at the same time, I didn't feel like we got that heavy action to continue the storyline. And we didn't get that fight scene or the Rangers in their uniforms or suits, I should say, until like an hour into the movie. The other thing that I didn't really like about this movie is it didn't connect Zeo at all. The only moment we really saw of Zeo was when Kat almost morphs into Zeo Ranger 1 Pink, but then the water basically negates the morph, and we never see the Zeo powers again after this scene, except, you know, in team-ups down the line when you see a Zeo Ranger here or there or something like that. But pretty much, we don't know what happened to the Zeo powers. I hear that there was supposed to be a lot more scenes to this movie. I hear that there was like a romance between Adam and a mermaid and a lot of different things that were supposed to happen. The original running time for this movie was supposed to be like 3 hours, but this was not the time back in the day. They weren't doing 3-hour movies like that. Every movie was like an hour and a half or 2 hours tops. The one thing that I did love about this movie was the Megazord scene. It wasn't trying to be anything that it's not. The 95 movie using the CGI, I think, was such a bad call because CGI was not where it needed to be back in 1995. And the longer time goes by, the worse and worse that Megazord scene looks. This scene actually still holds up because I'm pretty sure they used a suit actor, and that looks more realistic than horrible CGI. That's the take I will always take away from that, is if you had to choose between super old CGI or putting a dude in a suit, give me the dude in the suit every single time. Now, what are your thoughts on this movie? Like I said, I have a soft spot for this movie, but there are some things that they could have made better. Before we let you go, I do want to get into some notes from Ranger Wiki. The working title of this movie was Power Rangers Race to the Volcano. Another alternate title for the movie was Turbo: A Power Rangers Adventure. Although the reason for this change is unclear, it was presumably done to more clearly associate it with the upcoming season and thus not seem standalone. The second was likely altered due to sounding extremely generic, given almost every episode is some kind of adventure. Unlike the first movie, this movie takes place within the continuity of the television series, with the first episode of Turbo taking place right after, with a montage of movie clips to cement its placement. Because of this, the design for the movie was closer to the television show's design, with spandex Ranger suits and a suitmation Megazord rather than the first movie's armor-like suits and CGI Megazord fight. In addition, certain new sets and costumes from the movie were also used in the television series, such as the Power Chamber set and the Alpha costume. Despite sticking close to the Super Sentai style, this movie does not feature footage from Car Ranger, likely out of concern the change in quality between Car Ranger and the footage shot for the movie, as well as an American exclusive villain. I agree, I don't think that was going to work. Now, the Car Ranger footage works with the TV show because that was also a TV show, but I don't think it would work with the movie unless it was like a small scene, like they were watching the Rangers on the TV or something like that. Due to this, original footage was shot for weapon and Zord cockpit scenes, though the latter was not carried into the TV series. Kat is the only Ranger to use her Zeo powers in the movie, only briefly, when she uses them to try and save herself from plummeting into the river. A new teleportation effect for the Rangers is introduced in this movie, which would carry on to the TV series. Tommy, Rocky, Adam, and Kimberly are the only Rangers to appear in the previous movie, although only Tommy and Adam are active Rangers in both. Bulk and Skull are shown to have rejoined Lieutenant Stone and have taken jobs as stadium security guards, with no mention being made of the fate of their detective agency or Bulk and Skull's jobs in France. Yeah, to my knowledge, they're never going to talk about France again. We talked yesterday about Bulk and Skull going to France was supposed to be the plot for this new spinoff they were getting, but that was canceled and they brought back Bulk and Skull without an explanation, just threw them in there. You guys are security, and their little scene at the ballpark was kind of hilarious back in the day with the mustard and stuff. Who remembers that? This movie marks a significant redesign of the interior of the power chamber. The Mighty Morphin suit and weapons gallery has been removed and replaced with 5 Ranger color tubes. The console has been replaced with a larger one with 2 smaller consoles on either side, and the floor design has been changed. Alpha 5 also has been redesigned, with his new body being shinier and the lightning bolt on his chest being symmetrical. This new body, however, would be more commonly associated with Alpha 6. The set made to represent the Turbo Zord and Turbo Megazord cockpits are not modeled after the Car Ranger originals and lack the turbo carts. A deleted scene involved Tommy and Kat using a flamethrower during their search for Larigoat. A picture of this scene appeared on the back of the VHS box. I always wondered as a kid where that scene was. Ernie makes his final on-screen appearance here, with his departure being established in Shadow Rangers. He is seen in the crowd during the end competition. The reason for his departure was because his actor, Richard Gunnell, was experiencing serious health problems due to him being overweight. He died in 2008. R.I.P. Ernie, man, great character. Here's our last note. The movie marks the final unmorphed appearance of Kimberly. She would later appear morphed in Legendary Battle, Grid Connection, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always, but we have not seen Amy Jo Johnson since. Man, there is a lot here. I enjoyed this movie so much as a kid. Does it have some holes? Yes, it does. I'm not going to lie. It is Swiss cheese when it comes to holes. But at the same time, you can't take away the feelings and the joy that I had as a child with this one. So what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate this one? It is okay to feel any type of way. I really do get it if you enjoyed it or you hated it. Let us know, though, in the comments. Shout out all the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Salima Ramirez, Stephen Heffelman, Thomas Franco, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, and Roderick Hare. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan-exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now. And you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger Power Up where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K Power Up. That is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.